It's
mortifying.
Yeah, it is absolutely terrifying. I own the trick. I've done the trick.
Yep.
I've seen Eric do the trick. I've seen Eric do the trick before I knew how it worked. I've seen Eric do the trick after I know how it worked. And every time, all of my body just clenches. Hey everybody, Eric Tate here alongside my buddy Nick Lacapo, and we're back for another Penguin Magic Top 10 list as determined by you, the fans of Penguin Magic. Nick, this time, we're getting in the Halloween spirit.
I know. This is a good list.
Yeah.
This is a good list of stuff. It's the scariest tricks.
Scariest tricks. Top 10 scariest tricks.
Scariest tricks.
Our buddy Josh Birch, who runs our social media, put a poll out on Instagram, which if you're not following the Instagram, go to Penguin Magic's Instagram. Hit the follow button because we're always doing polls for these top 10 so that we can find out what you folks are interested in. Then Nick and I can look at this list. And Josh put it out there, top 10 scariest tricks determined by you.
Yeah, so go ahead and make sure you like this video. Subscribe to Penguin Magic, especially because these lists are awesome.
Yeah.
We always want to be doing like relevant magic for the seasons, right? And Halloween's got to be one of the best seasons for magic.
Absolutely.
So you're going to find a trick on here that I know you're going to love performing. I'm familiar with like a lot of this stuff on here.
Me too. There was a couple of things on this list when we got it where I was like, oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Man. Like, and a couple of them that I remember like performing and having fun with.
But like, it gives you an excuse to do them, right?
Yes.
I'm not the guy that gets to do the scary, like bloody or weird tricks. You know, they just don't work, but they do for Halloween, and I love all that.
Yeah.
I guess little like housekeeping, we should just mention we have moved for a minute.
Yes.
Right.
So you can't see it, but over that way is the brand new P3 Magic Theater is under construction. If you're all familiar with the Penguin Live lectures, they've always been against the blue wall, and we've got this big wide theater. We're right in the middle of a remodel, and opening soon, we're going to have this.
Things are going to be weird for a bit.
It's going to be weird.
Things are going to be weird here for a while.
So we're filming wherever we can, but we got a new theater that's going to be opening up, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We can't wait to get you all in here to see some of the best magicians in the world in the best theater in the world.
Possibly.
We'll see when we get done with it.
Who knows? But we got some good tricks to talk about first.
Let's get to the list. Starting off with number 10. This is Eye Popper by, and I'm going to butcher this name, Johannes Mengel.
Johannes Mengel?
Johannes Mengel? I think
There's
it's
an
Mengel.
N. There's an N.
There is an N, yeah. Johannes Mengel. This is really cool. This is no gimmicks involved. It's essentially a coin production, but you walk up to a stranger and you say, hey, I've got something in my eye. Can you feel it right there? And they touch this part of your eye, and they confirm that they can feel something. And then you reach up with bare hands, and a coin comes shooting out of your eye. And you are probably watching video of it right now, and it is freaky.
Startling production. Yeah, the fact that it just like is
slides
horizontal
straight
and
out.
it's like straight out, almost, very startling production of a coin. I mean, that's kind of essentially what we're talking about here.
And you know what? This is cool. I like this. Like, I'm not sure that I would do it. You know, again, around Halloween time, maybe I would, but it's not terribly difficult. I wouldn't put this, I mean, you're not like doing high fly and muscle
gimmicks.
passing.
It's going to come with a download video that you just pick up on Penguin. What is this? Is it a $10 thing?
I think so.
Yeah,
I'm sure. If not, there's a price that's appearing on screen right now.
I mean, just watch I mean, one of the things on the video is that he does it for all sorts of people. So you can see reactions upon reaction upon reaction upon reaction. If it looks good to you, seems like something you like doing coin tricks. I mean, this would be a nice little production to add to any coin magic that you might be doing for Halloween. Yeah,
he does present it as like an entire routine where he like finds something in his face and then he moves it up and then it comes out of his eye. But I could totally see doing this production in the context of another routine, with coin to impossible location or something like that, or vanishing a coin and then making it appear from your eye. It's pretty cool.
Good trick.
Yeah,
good trick.
I like it.
Yeah, good number 10.
Yeah.
Moving on to number 9. This is The Box of Fear by Andrew Malia.
Yes.
Malia, The Box of Fear. This is, this is just a variation of all of these great tricks that exist out there where you get to load a fake spider, cockroach, whatever you want, on the underside of somebody's hand. If you've never done this trick, it is a killer.
It's so worth it.
It is so worth it. To me, it's my favorite trick to do. around this time.
It really, man, long time ago, there's a trick called the web that I remember buying, and around Halloween, I did that all the time.
All the time.
But this is,
I mean, it's cheating, right? Like you're just, there's almost no magic involved.
No.
It's just straight up you're sneaking a spider on the back of somebody's hand and they turn their hand over and they lose it.
Yeah.
Not because of a magic trick,
No.
but because they think there's a spider on the back of their hand. It's pretty mean.
Yeah. It's very cruel. You're a terrible person if you do this, and you should do this.
Absolutely do it. So if you pick up the Box of Fear, you're going to get some fake spiders in the mail, along with some adhesive and a download video that will teach you how to do it. The video was super fun. It's something we filmed with Rahat. Remember Rahat, the OG YouTuber, right? Like all the drive-through pranks. Anyway, he came out to Columbus. We filmed him doing it, pranking some people over here at Ohio State, which is pretty fun. Feels like a million years ago at this point.
Go watch the demo for this, because it's just Rahat doing this like really ridiculous
over the
prank.
top, for sure. But get this, for sure. It's such a great thing to be doing to people on Halloween.
Yeah, but that's number 9. Moving on to number 8 is EVP by Alan Rorison. This I had never heard of until this list came out, and I kind of want to do this.
Yeah, this is an evil trick.
It really is.
Yeah.
So essentially, there's a.
Oh, we have these things.
We do.
Forget
Yeah.
about this.
There's right here behind us. So it comes in this right here.
Yeah.
This box, and.
You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
It's kind of crazy.
So let's talk about what this is first. There is a phenomenon in ghost hunting called EVP, and it's like electronic voice phenomenon. And essentially, the idea is that you would start a recording, and then you would ask the ghosts in the room if they had any messages, and then when you listen back to the recording, the voice appears on the recording. And EVP allows you to do that with a borrowed spectator cell phone. So you open like a voice notes app. When you hit record, and then you say, who is there, where are you, do you have any, unfinished business, and then you stop the recording, and you go back and listen to it, and a ghostly voice appears on there answering your questions. This is really cool. So first of all, the packaging is really nice. I feel like we need to do an unboxing video for this.
Yeah, we might do like an unboxing video of this or something so you guys can see it. Because it's very, very cool.
You get a device that you wear that allows you to secretly, project voices onto people's phones in the recordings. Now, it's not like crazy high tech or anything like that. It's something that you're going to be able to do, but it's fully customizable. So you can come up with your own script. But again, go back and watch the demo because the voice actually, like a ghostly voice, appears on the phone recording. You're not having to use crazy apps. You're not having to do.
This isn't a trick. This is real.
Yeah.
Like you could, if you want to play this for real, you can play this for real. Absolutely.
Yeah. There's a lot of really cool ideas on there.
Yeah.
I wish I could show you what this is.
I mean, you can flash it to them, I guess.
Even if I showed you the inside of this box. It's going to be all black.
Oh, right, because you get the thing. Yeah. We'll do an unboxing video of it so you guys can see it.
This is good.
Very good.
I can see myself figuring out something to do with this.
Yeah.
And we were talking to Popa, our cameraman, about this. About there's some neat sort of like instant stooge kind of stuff that you could do with this
cool
too.
Stuff. Yeah.
This is a James Bond device.
Big time.
And I understand that this may not be as scary as some of the other stuff on here because we're dealing with some dangerous stuff. But at number 8, honestly, I have this higher.
Yeah, way higher.
I have this way higher.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is super cool.
By the way, this is the little spiders that you would get. Just hold out your hand, Eric, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to be loading this on the back of people's hands, and then there's going to be a routine that follows. But by the end, you turn their hand over, and they've got a spider on their hand, right? So it all works out.
Yep. But EVP by Alan Rorison, really, really cool effect. Check it out. This might leave here today with me.
Number 7 is this one is time-tested, good.
The OG.
Branded by Timothy Trono, the old Tim Trono. This is a version of the Blister Effect. Essentially, what you're going to get, you have a lighter, somebody picks a card, and then you have a lighter and you burn your fingertips with the lighter. And then basically, your burnt fingertips get blistered because of the heat, and then you show them to the people, and the blisters have morphed into whatever card they pick, like 7 and then a heart, you know, whatever it is.
There's been a bunch of these out of here. So like Third Degree Burn was one. There was I'm trying to think. There's been a bunch of these. I really like this.
Yeah.
And the reason I like this is because this is kind of the first one. So Gregory Wilson is the one who teaches this. A, Gregory is a great teacher.
Yep.
But B, I know that Tim and Greg worked together on this because this is a multi-phase version of the Blister Effect. So the Blister Effect goes to, and I'm blanking on the name right now. You know I'm bad with names.
Yeah,
but
Jack Kent Tiller.
Jack Kent Tiller had the original one where...
Check out his Penguin Live lecture. We got him for a Penguin Live.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
He had the original one where the blister would appear on your fingers, and then it was not long after that someone said, that's a great idea, but what if it was a card reveal? In this, it's both. It starts off as a blister, so they can see your fingers blister up, and then they see the blister that they've already confirmed is on your finger morphs into the selected card, which is making it multi-phase is really clever.
But the best part is it's all self-contained on the lighter.
Yeah,
that's what you're getting. Essentially, I mean, we're here talking about magic. You're getting lighter sleeves here that allow you to do this.
Yeah.
So you the secret lives on your lighter, and it comes with the regular size, like a cover for a regular size lighter and one for a mini lighter as well.
Yeah.
So it
like a standard Bic lighter.
Yeah, and you're going to be able to use the what is it? A 3, a 7, and a king that you can do with any suit. With any suit. So this is a worker. This is a lot of pros use this. You know, not even during Halloween. This is just a good trick in general at all times and easy to carry. Because if you carry a lighter, there's no reason for you to have branded. I love tricks like that where it's like if you're already carrying the thing,
you should have it.
You should have it because there's just no reason not to.
Yeah, and the blistered effect is really strong.
Yeah, it's a different type of trick.
Yeah.
If you've never done anything like that, it has its own. It's got its own world, its own rules. Its own reactions.
Let's move on to this right here.
What do you got?
Freak 2.0 by Will Houston. So this is number 6 on our list, and this is now we're getting into like body effects. Body
scary body tricks.
Yeah, spooky body tricks.
Let's hurt ourselves type stuff.
It looks like you break your pinky with this.
You know, I should be able to do this.
Feels like this is.
I've never learned this for some reason.
I played with it for a little bit, but he's got some new work on it because it's 2.0. Because there was Freak came out, and then there was Freak 2.0, and I'm sure that you are looking at video that I've placed on top of this that is making you cringe in your seat right now because he
looks like you break your pinky.
Yeah,
but you don't. I mean, that would be a viable method.
Yeah, you could
just break your pinky.
Yeah, the reset on that one is like
months.
Yeah. Anyone can do this.
Yeah.
It's not really dangerous. It doesn't hurt. It's just you learn interesting things about your body that allow you to do this. And
and I love that it's Will Houston. The most Will is. I love Will's work.
Yeah.
But Will doesn't seem like he has a scary bone in his body. He does intricate sleight of hand very well.
Yeah.
The fact that this is his trick is just kind of fun.
Yeah.
Because this guy, great trick.
You know, the other thing is, I've seen this kind of lives with the. You don't have to do this in a spooky, freaky, scary way. Because I could see somebody doing this with in combination with the pinky thing. Where they're like, look, my pinky vanishes.
That's
but,
right. Yeah.
The other thing you can do is or there's a lot of those finger tricks that you could do, a lot of the marionetted stuff where you're like, hey, the reason I'm so good at sleight of hand is because my fingers can do crazy stuff.
Yeah. This one, it's just in a different category because it looks like you're mutilating your hand.
Yeah.
So I mean, the other ones can be played for fun.
Yeah.
This one's hard to play for fun because it is pretty scary looking.
Yeah, it's pretty creepy looking.
Yeah. Good trick though, and easy to do. Anybody can do it.
There's a lot of good tricks on this particular list, I think.
Yeah. Well, moving on to number 5. This is On the Edge by Morgan Strebler. We get a couple tricks like this on this list, right? Or just 2. This is kind of like a Russian roulette style routine where you have a few pieces of shoelaces and a razor blade. And you tell your audience that you're going to tie the razor blade to one of the shoelaces. You're not going to show them which one, though. So you kind of do it with all the shoelaces on your hand, and you tie the razor blade on one of the shoelaces. Wrap your hand around the shoelaces and the razor blade, and then your audience is instructed to pull one shoelace out at a time obviously the idea is that the razor blade is tied to one.
Yep.
Please don't, they get to choose any one. Ultimately, you're left with the one with the tied razor blade in your hand, avoiding danger.
Yes.
Because that would be bad.
I think this is an interesting solution to this idea. It's pretty safe. I think of the versions
it's
of these
very
out there,
safe.
It's very, very safe.
Yeah, because the razor blade in play is nothing. I mean, so on the video, he teaches you how to have a real razor blade and do all the things, but you're in no danger when this is going on at all. So
it's comes with everything you need.
Yeah, it comes with all the props in the video.
And actually, I like the props it comes with, because in the video that you're looking at, the shoelaces are colored. So he's got like yellow, red, blue, and then it's white in the middle.
Yeah.
Whereas with this one, they're just all white.
Yeah,
and I kind of prefer this. I mean,
Yeah.
that's not to say that you couldn't, dye the ends of the shoelaces so that everyone knows which one is which, but I kind of like the look of the all white shoelace.
Yeah. Now we're going to get into one here on the list that's, I think it's a little better.
I agree. I think you and I are the same mind on this, but we'll come to that.
Yeah, and I guess we'll talk more about why when we get there.
Yeah.
Right. But fun trick, Russian roulette style effects for Halloween are always a good idea.
And the other thing is this is not just a Russian roulette routine. This is one that you can do in close up. It resets really quickly. You could do this in sort of a walk around environment. I can see a lot of people doing something like this in a Halloween close up gig.
Yeah.
You could play it up for all kinds of stuff. But because a lot of times when you do that, you're doing like a smash and stab.
Sure.
And that you need table space.
Yeah, you need to. That's a whole nother thing. So, fun trick. It's well taught. Good video. Everything's there. You get the props. It's a complete product. If you like the look of it, you're in no danger when you're doing it at all.
Yep.
So,
moving on to number 4. This is Stigmata by Wayne Houchin and Banachek. I believe this originally appears on.
We have an old video here, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
I always love seeing these new. They feel new again.
Yeah. Psy series. By the way,
Mentalism for the Casual Performer, Part 2. This is just one trick on there, huh?
First of all, Stigmata is essentially a playing card or initials or a number or a couple or even a short word. Essentially appears on your skin.
Yeah, it looks like it's been what would you say? It's almost like you've been marked or branded or
Yeah, it's it's almost like a rash.
Yeah.
It's almost like a reveal inside of a rash. It's not a rash. It's actually pretty easy to do.
Very easy to do.
So Stigmata was taught by Wayne Houchin as Stigmata as a standalone thing.
Yeah.
It also appears on Psy Series 2, which by the way, the Psy Series DVDs by Banachek are phenomenal.
I bet that's amazing.
I've owned this series for years. It's a 4 DVD set, and there's close-up stuff, there's casual stuff, there's stage stuff. There's an entire DVD devoted to metal bending, so it's a lot of his Psychokinetic Silver stuff, but also new ideas that he created since then, and a lot of stuff in the Alpha Project. But that's not what we're talking about. This is a great set of DVDs that you should check out, but Stigmata is really cool. I remember when Stigmata came out, and I used to do it.
Yeah, so did I, because Wayne Houchin was pitching it somewhere. I can't remember where. I bought it, and I did do it back in the day, because it is something anywhere, anytime. You don't need anything on you or anything.
Yeah.
You can do this trick, where you can just make something appear on your arm. It's just like some early 2000s street magic style stuff.
Yeah.
Something that you could have seen Blaine doing back in the day.
I will say, this works better for some people than others.
Yeah, probably.
I think that's the one thing. I know you can do it, but yours doesn't show up as clearly as mine does.
Sure.
And I couldn't tell you why.
And I think if you really wanted to do it, I think you could probably figure out the best way to get it done for yourself. But
there's no gimmicks. This is just
no gimmicks.
This is just something that Wayne and Banachek teach you that you can do, just with your body.
And I mean, Eric, you might as well get it, because you're going to end up with Ring of Truth, Phone Psychs, Word of the Ring, Number Reversal, Stigmata, Invisible Palm Top, Picture Duplication, and then he talks about Buried Alive and the Bullet Catch.
Yeah. This is volume 2 of Psy Series, because like I said, Psy Series is a 4 DVD set.
There's all these people out there that have only ever bought single tricks.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they used to
this was
jam-pack these DVDs with stuff. You'd be amazed how much is on here.
and it's all really good stuff.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be.
Yeah.
I bet it's amazing.
Super good. Now, that's number 4 on the list, but we're at the time of the show where
right.
normally we talk about like what's not on the list. Because so you all make this list,
Right.
and you vote on it, and then Nick and I just talk about the stuff because we've seen all of the magic.
Right. Right. There's some obvious ones that are not on here. There's some that I would probably, like, like while branded is scary-ish, you can do that strolling at a regular gig if you wanted to.
I did it for a long time.
Yeah. So an eye popper, it's got a squeamish element to it, but it's a coin production.
Yeah.
You could almost play that for comedy.
Yeah.
If you wanted to.
Like EVP is, like
scary.
Yeah, change your shorts.
Right.
Scary.
Same with Freak. Freak's a good trick. That squeamish. On the Edge, I think we have a better option, so I'd probably end up getting it off the list. But there's some other things here that you could add, like Voodoo Needle is a very, right?
Yeah, Voodoo Needle is that's spooky to look at when it happens.
Yeah, it's an animation of a needle sticking out of a voodoo doll in a pad of paper. It's a download that you get on Penguin Magic.
Yeah.
It was one of the nominated for Download of the Year 2 years ago?
It was.
Last year?
Yeah, came pretty close to winning too.
Yeah.
But I remember when that came out, like everyone was doing it, and I actually learned it and did it somewhere where I was like, oh, I'm in a situation where I can do this, and it's freaky looking.
Yeah. Also, Ashes on the Palm.
Yeah.
Double Cross can be played a lot of different ways. Ashes on the Palm, though, you can, if you dive into like a voodoo style presentation with it,
it's almost stronger than Double Cross just because like where did those ashes come from, and it's the story hooks are a lot better.
Right. What else should be on here?
Basically Amberlynn and Ryan Stock's entire act.
Sure. Yeah.
Just get their lecture.
Penguin Live lecture. Just geek stunts, right?
Yeah. You know what? Speaking of geek stunts, there was a DVD, and it's got lots of tricks on it. Thomas Medina's Geek Magic. Because remember on that one, so you learn to do balloon swallowing, but like there's
other stuff on
drinking
there.
motor oil, there's
eating
glass seeding. There's one where you just like you hand around a cup and people spit into it and then you drink it, and it's just like it's gross stuff.
Yeah, and what's that other trick too? Maybe I don't even know the name of this, and maybe we'll have to put a title or something. But the one with the Tic Tacs where you stick them in your eye.
The Indian Pea Mystery.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that one too.
I've seen so many people in Penguin Live teach it. We'll find somebody's that you can learn it from.
Wayne Houchin's name is on this a lot, but what's not on here, but speaking of the Indian Pea Mystery that it made me think of, Thread.
You
remember that?
Oh yeah, of course.
Thread is amazing. So Thread, you take a length of thread, you eat it, and then you make some faces and pull the thread out of your eye. I was at a convention once where he did that and he lectured on it, and even knowing what he was doing afterwards was like, I'm against this.
Yeah, Andrew Main, Shock Magic.
Yep.
It's more like there's a nice crop of resources for just like shocking, weird stuff.
Now, you know what I'll tell you is one of the scariest things, and I've only ever successfully done it once, but the person that I did it to was like, they thought I was a witch, is Luke Germain's A Twisted Palm. Now, it's featured in his book Building Blocks, which I think is still in print, but it's also on the DVD Skullduggery, and I think it's in Seven Deceptions, which is another set of notes. It's definitely in a couple of places, but the effect is that you cause someone to hallucinate that the lines in their hand are moving. And it is a psychological illusion, but when you get it right, I made a girl cry with it once, and it was unintentional. I just thought, oh, this will be really cool, and she thought
it's a lot for some people. And Saw.
Yeah.
Made famous by Dan Sperry.
Yes.
Right. But the lifesaver out of the throat on the string.
Yeah. We talked about this a little bit with On the Edge, but smash and stabs are also very scary.
Yeah. I guess if we're looking at this, a lot of this is like kind of close up. So maybe the smash and stabs not the way to go, but. Like if I had to do a Halloween show tomorrow, I'm putting in Scott Alexander's Nailed It.
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
Because that's what I do. But there's so many great Halloween tricks. Hopefully that gives you guys a lot. I would put some of them on this list. I'm not quite sure where I'd put them. But
one we didn't talk about that you and I have been talking about a lot recently that we both liked is Voodoo 2 by Nate Kranzo.
Oh yeah.
Great
trick.
That can be a scary trick.
Yeah, that's the download on Penguin. I recently saw a very prominent performer went to his show, and he slotted this in his voodoo set, and I was like, I mean, I saw Nate do it at the bar, and it was a great trick to do.
Yeah.
But man, when he really leaned into the voodoo aspect of it, I was like, this is good. This is really good.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's like also like, there's a lot of stuff on this list that we're talking about, which is scary magic, because that's what the list is. The list is not Halloween tricks. The list is scary magic.
Yeah.
And like, if you play that just right,
so
even though it's a card trick, I mean, that can be.
Sure.
It can be amped up.
I think the lesson to take away is that the scariest tricks are going to end up in the spectator's hands.
Yeah.
Right, which is why, like, the spider, not really a trick, but, like, it does appear on the back of their hand, right?
Yeah.
Anything that, like, or it's like blood, body mutilation, and then anything that happens here.
Yeah.
Ashes on the palm, or in the Voodoo 2 trick, all of the action happens in the spectator's hands as well. So
it's just depends on how you play it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make a lot of tricks scary. I mean, the only one on this list that I think is truly terrifying is EVP.
EVP is truly terrifying.
Yeah, it really is. But let's move on to the top of the list, because we're at number 3 now.
Number 3, this one is very scary. This is Sick by Sean Fields. This is, you show a coin, a quarter, and you eat it. And then you bring out a box cutter.
Yeah.
And you slice open your forearm. Blood, everything. And then you watch, and a coin starts to emerge from the wound in your arm.
This is messed up.
Pull out the coin, and this was done by, did Chris Angel do this trick?
Chris Angel does a variation on it, because in Chris's version, you like see the coin move through the guy's
That's
wrist.
right,
and
it
then,
does.
And then he like, it moves from here to here, and then he slices his wrist open, and it comes out, and it's like signed, and it's got a bunch of crazy stuff in it. But I think this inspired that.
Yeah.
It's really good, and
this is, I mean, if you put the work in on this, this is terrifying.
Yeah.
And it's actually kind of practical to do.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, if you were to pick it up, you're just going to learn the secret. You've got some arts and crafts ahead of you to make this happen. It's not like, because there's going to be some fake blood involved, and there's going to be some quarter gimmickry, nothing complex or anything like that you probably don't already own and all that. But if this is something that you wanted to do, you just have a couple other steps you got to do to get there with it.
And the other thing I will say is the reset is not instant. I mean, there's a bit of reset. You're not going to be doing this in a walk around at a party like this. This goes like into a show. Like, you got to like know the situation that you're going to walk into with this.
I mean, if you had a celebrity that you could film with or something like that, this would be crazy.
Yeah.
Totally doable though.
Yeah.
Because the core principle is a good trick. Well, actually, and I mean, not to reveal anything here, but we didn't talk about it either just a moment ago, but needle through arm is like one of the best tricks ever.
Watching Harry Anderson do it, it's like, oh, this is like kind of silly. Watching like Dan Sperry do it is like, that guy just put a needle through that dude's hand.
Needle through arm is one of the best tricks ever. Anyway, this is also in the same world a little bit. We have some methodology that's the same, so you can know that what you're going to be doing is actually solid.
Yeah,
right?
it's solid. It's safe.
Yeah.
I mean, like, because that's like
weirdly safe. Yeah.
That's the thing that sort of keeps coming up with a lot of these things is when you're doing that body mutilation, or anything that looks like body mutilation, you want to know that what you're doing, that you're not putting yourself or your spectator in danger, which I think is a pretty important thing. And I don't think there's anything on this list that is dangerous, which is but they look like you're really putting everything.
Maybe the next one might be the next couple might be slightly.
Yeah. So moving into number 2.
But the DVD's good. DVD's good.
And it's actually, Sean Fields is a great teacher in this.
Yeah.
It's a little bit older, so...
it's in 4:3.
Yeah, which is...
It's in 4:3.
We were watching it on a DVD before this, and we were like, oh, we haven't seen that format in a while.
Yeah, but it is good. If you have interest in it, and you would be like, I'll do that, I get it.
Yeah. Moving on to number 2 on this list is, once again, our good friend Wayne Houchin. This is a single needle. If you're familiar with the needle and thread mystery, or the razor blades, where you swallow a bunch of razor blades or a bunch of needles, and then you swallow a thread or a twine, and then you bring it all back up, and the needles or the razor blades are threaded onto the string. That is what this is, but instead of doing it with like 20 needles, you do it with 1. I have seen Wayne do this in person. I have learned this from Wayne. It's actually pretty safe.
I mean, the only reason I say it is a real needle.
It is a real needle.
In your mouth.
You are putting the needle in your mouth. You do not swallow it.
Right.
And the way Wayne teaches it, there's a lot of sort of things and safety protocols and checks that you do to make sure that you don't swallow a needle. That being said, you don't want to do this where someone's going to come up and slap you on the back.
Sure.
You are going to put a needle in your mouth. It's almost more impressive than the multi-razor blade.
That's the whole thing behind Wayne's thinking behind it, is that he believes that just to focus the routine down to one clear routine is where he wanted to go with it. It's just his choice.
Yeah.
You know, forever there are swallowing needles and razor blades, right, on the string.
Yeah.
Tarbell lesson 48. There's a whole lesson on it. Actually, download that on Penguin.
A lot of people who do it, and some people say 15 needles, some people say 20. I think Steve Spill does like hundreds.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did Houdini do like hundreds of needles or something like that?
So. Yeah,
it's like one of those things.
Yeah.
Who could swallow the most needles? There's great methods on there. Like if you're interested in that plot, get the Tarbell lesson. Yeah. It's one of the better Tarbell lessons actually. Tarbell 48, swallowing needles and razor blades.
It goes into a lot of them.
Yeah, you're gonna get like a dozen routines. So it's like, yes, single needle is a great product.
Yeah.
I would just replace single needle with Tarbell 48.
Yeah.
Swallowing needles and razor blades.
The one thing I will say is that the way Wayne handles the needle in his mouth is pretty,
it's a gorgeous routine.
It's pretty unique.
Like, if you have interest in doing those types of routines, watch it. It's like, you're going to learn stuff there. But just in general, if you wanted to get into it, there's probably more varieties of methods for you.
I think so.
On the Tarbell 48.
Yeah, and this routine is more intimate and intense than a lot of the other needle and razor blade routines. So I think that you've got to have the right personality to pull off this one.
I think he does it in his Penguin Live lecture.
I think you're right. And the other thing he does is when I saw him perform, if my memory is correct, he did thread, and then he did single needle following the thread. He swallowed the thread, brought it out his eye, swallowed the thread again, strung it onto a needle, and then he gave it away.
Yeah.
Which was very intense.
And you can do these routines close up.
Yeah.
I mean, you need more of a bit of like, all right, everybody, gather around.
Yeah. Like, we're gonna do this thing, and we're all gonna be okay when we're on the other side of it, but we're gonna be intense for a few seconds.
So. You know what else is dawning on me? And there's some other seance stuff in the Tarbell course as well. Yeah. If you type in Tarbell and seance, I can't quite remember what lesson, but like seance, mysteries of spirits and seances, those all have a place on here, right? Like somewhere, because we're talking about the scariest stuff.
I mean, like a slates, like the spirit slates can be
very scary.
It can be very scary if it's presented the right way.
Right.
And the other one that is the bell that rings itself.
Yeah.
Like that, if you present that right, you get the right atmosphere.
That's a Christopher Taylor product.
I think Christopher Taylor's got the best one, but I think there's a few of them. I just saw Billy Kidd use one in her show.
Yeah, man, there's so much good stuff.
So
we're off on tangents here, talking about all sorts of ones, but
a lot of the medium stuff. You know who had a great DVD? So the Tarbell series is where you should learn a lot of stuff. But Dixie Dooley had a really good seance DVD.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Tarbell, I only know because I filmed all of this stuff, but like, there's just a slew of methods. Yeah. You're just going to learn a variety of things. You'll just be like, I like that. I'll pull that out, right?
And the other thing we didn't talk about is the bullet catch, which I would not encourage anyone to do. But
terrifying.
I used to do a single bullet catch routine, and I can't remember. I want to say, I got to figure out who it is, but there's one where you literally you have a lighter and a bullet, and you hold it like this, and it fires, and then the bullet casing is empty, and you catch it. I've done this trick, and I gotta find it.
You have to dig it up now because it's on camera here.
Yeah, but there are variations on that. So like Scott Alexander's paintball catch,
right,
which is like, it's kind of scary.
Comedy-ish, because like.
But there's but
it is a paintball, so.
There's some stuff in that realm where.
The one you're talking about sounds interesting.
It's good. I know exactly where it is in my house. I should bring it in. We gotta play with it.
Well, number one.
Let's know what number one.
Number one.
I think this is really well placed.
Yes.
This is the scariest thing I've ever done, and I know you and I both do it.
Yeah, and I've done this trick. This is, it doesn't say it on the front. It says Survival Kit on the front, but this is Hook by Eric Ross. Similar to a previous trick that we were talking about, On the Edge by Morgan Strebler. This is a Russian roulette style routine with string, not with a razor blade, but with a very terrifying fish hook.
Yeah.
Right here. This fish hook is tied on one of the pieces of string, and they are all placed. One end, all the ends of the string are placed in your mouth.
Yeah.
And then the spectator is instructed to pull a string out, and I don't know how many strings are here. I think it's 4 or 5 or whatever it is. And obviously the last one is still connected to the fish hook, but you get this really nice thing where you get to pull it out, and the fish hook is still attached to the end of the string. It's mortifying.
Yeah, it is absolutely terrifying. I own the trick. I've done the trick.
Yep.
I've seen Eric do the trick. I've seen Eric do the trick before I knew how it worked. I've seen Eric do the trick after I know how it worked. And every time, all of my body just clenches.
Yeah. Safe. You got to put that fish hook thing in your mouth. It's not a real fish hook. I mean, it is a real fish hook.
Yeah.
It is solid, and it is sharp if you wanted it to be, but it's not like a bladed fish hook like you would actually use to fish with.
You're not going to catch,
Right. And there's things you could do to this to make it less kind of pointy, but the reality is it is
piece of metal you're putting in your mouth.
Yeah, exactly that.
Pointy piece of metal you're putting in your mouth.
But the methodology is this thing's not moving.
No.
It's just sitting. I mean, I would feel comfortable putting this in my mouth and just leaving it sitting there. That's exactly what you're doing within the routine. The method is awesome.
The method is like, it's rare these days that you come across a method and you're like, that is so good.
Yeah, and especially it's got to be good because it's got to make you feel comfortable about putting that thing in your mouth.
Yeah.
And it is that good. So it's a very, very clever method.
And there are performers who have improved the method just a little bit by changing the setup very, very slightly, that it makes it even more convincing.
So, and one thing that I find fascinating about this, and compare it to On the Edge. On the Edge, you bring out the razor blade first, and then you can demonstrate the razor blade, that it cuts things, and you tie it to the string. You kind of have to do that on the Edge. This, you can just walk up to people with strings in your mouth.
Yeah.
Right? They don't know what's going on, right? So they're just pulling, you can mime to them, pull the strings out.
Yeah.
And it's not until the end where you pull it out till they even realize what the hell just happened.
Yeah.
Right? Which is, you could do it the other way. You could show them the fish hook beforehand, but it's something fascinating about not even doing it. You can walk out on stage, not say anything, just got strings in your mouth, hold up a sign, pull one, right? Crazy.
Yeah. That's a wild trick. And placement, right at the top.
Yeah.
This is the scariest thing on here. It is one of the most powerful effects on here.
Yeah.
It's also crazy safe. And
well, you got it. So what are your top 3 then?
My top 3.
I think this is what we need to do now on these lists, is just rearrange the top 3. What do you got?
Okay, so Hook stays where it is.
Okay.
But then I move EVP to number 2.
Yeah.
Because EVP is, it's really good. As far as number 3, I think what I have to go with is Stigmata. And the reason is because, it's not like any of those tricks where you're producing blood from your eyes or your hands or anything like that. Like, when that's done right, it looks like the mark of the beast on your hand. And it's really hard for me to intellectualize how that, angry red, whatever it is, appeared on that person's skin in that way. It's really difficult for me to do that, and I think that one would scare me a little, because also the way that is revealed is it slowly comes into focus almost, and then you're just like, it feels creepy. I mean, it's of the rest of the stuff on here, but Hook is scary. EVP, but I got Hook here and I got EVP right here.
Yeah, I think I'd go EVP 1.
Yeah.
It's real. Hook is ultimately a trick.
Yeah.
Right? A good one. So I'd have it too. EVP though can be actual phenomenon, right? It's on that level. You could fake it for a TV show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? On any of these, I don't know if you watch that stuff on YouTube. It's pretty good. Anyway, so I'd have EVP 1, Hook number 2, because method, terrifying, all of the check's all good. And then 3, I think I'd keep Sick. Sick is just disgusting. And
you know what? Now that you say that, like, I think Sick is 3 for me, and then I'm gonna keep Stigmata at 4.
Yeah,
because Sick is really.
It's like as far as the body mutilation stuff goes, I mean that's at the top of the list, right? Like,
I don't like that stuff. I'm not sure I would want to perform it, but like, that's scary.
Now it wasn't on the list, and I don't know if we can put stuff in the top 3 that's not. But like needle through arm, you could argue could just go in spot number 3 as well, because it's just a time-tested classic that looks amazing. Yeah, so, that's where I'd have it.
Well, that's it for this list. Let us know down below in the comments if there's anything that didn't make the list that you think should have.
I think we got them all.
I think we did.
I don't know. We probably did.
But and let us know the way you would have arranged it. Also, be sure to, again, hit that like and the bell and the subscribe button. Hit all the buttons. There's just a bunch of buttons below. Hit all of them so that you know when we post more content so that you can see lists like this. Also, be sure to check out the other videos like the Magic Matchup, our Inside the Box series, and be sure to subscribe to the Penguin Magic Podcast where you can hear us talking to all of your favorite magicians. On behalf of Nick and everyone else here at the P3 Magic Theater, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Happy Halloween.